In this lesson, we're going to learn how to solve quadratic equations without using the quadratic formula. To do this, we're going to review the difference of two squares. We're going to also walk through the steps that can be used to solve quadratic equations without the quadratic formula, and then we will use those steps to solve some examples together. Now, when we're looking at the difference between two squares, here are two squares, a squared and b squared. The difference between two squares here will be a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Now, also, if you have a situation where you have b squared minus u squared, you can also have minus b plus u multiplied by minus b minus u. So now let's look at some steps. When we're trying to solve quadratic equations without the quadratic formula, the first thing we want to do is to arrange the equation in the standard quadratic equation format, which is ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. And then the next step is to divide all the terms by a because you want the coefficient of x squared to be equal to 1. After you're done with that, you want to find the opposite of the coefficient of b. So the coefficient of x, so that's your linear term, and you want to find the value of b, so you're going to have that as negative b. Then you're going to divide that value by 2 and write in the format negative b over 2 plus u, where u is a term, is a value that we think would help with the approximation. And then you have minus b over 2 minus u. Then you want to multiply those two terms together and equate it to c, which is your constant term. And when you get the value of u, you now substitute that back into this expression right here, which is the minus b over 2 plus u minus b over 2 minus u. And that will give you the roots of your equation or the solution to the equation. Now let's try some examples together. So the first thing here, we have x squared plus 6x plus 8. Now the coefficient of x squared is 1, so we don't have to do the division. Now we have minus b, which is going to give us negative 6. That's our minus b. The next thing we're going to do is to divide that by 2. So that's going to give us minus 3. So now our expression is going to be minus 3 plus u minus 3 minus u. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to equate that to 8. So now let's simplify this. It's going to give us 9 minus u squared equal to 8. And now we're going to solve for u. So we have minus u squared equal to 8 minus 9, which is equal to negative 1. So u squared is equal to 1. Therefore, u is equal to 1. So now, in this case, you don't have to worry about the plus or minus because you end up in the same position, or you end up with the same values. So we're just going to focus on using the positive. So now we have minus 3 plus 1 is one of the values, and then we have another value is going to be minus 3 minus 1. So you have minus 3 plus 1, that gives you negative 2, minus 3 minus 1 gives you negative 4. Now let's assume that you don't agree with me that using the negative 1, because your u could be plus or minus 1. Let's try the negative 1. We have minus 3 minus 1, and then minus 3 minus 1. See that? It's going to give you minus 3 plus 1. So that's why we don't bother with the positive and the negative. So here, x is going to be equal to negative 2 and negative 4. Let's try another example. X squared minus 9x minus 36. So our negative b is now going to give us, negative b is going to give us 9. Okay, so now we want to find out the average here is going to be 9 over 2. Or that we divide by 2. So now we have our terms are going to be minus, actually it's 9 over 2 plus u. And then we have 9 over 2 minus u. Actually, that should be a 2, not a u. 9 over 2. Okay, so now we're going to multiply these terms together, and they're going to be equal to negative 36. So we have 81 over 4 minus u squared equal to negative 36. So we can subtract 81 over 4 here and subtract 81 over 4. So minus u squared is going to give us minus 144 over 4, which is 36, minus 81 over 4, which is going to be, actually, let's do it this way. Let's go to the second row or the next line. So minus u squared is going to give us minus 225 over 4. And so u squared is going to give us 225 over 4. Now we want to find the square root of both of them to get the value of u. So u is equal to 15 over 2. So now let's plug that back in. So we have 9 over 2 plus 15 over 2 as one of the values. And then 9 over 2 minus 15 over 2 as the second value. 9 plus 15, that's 24 over 2. And then we have minus 6 over 2. So this is going to give us 12 and then negative 3. So therefore, x is equal to 12 or negative 3. Our next example, x squared minus 8x plus 10 equal to 0. So we still have coefficient as 1. So therefore, minus b is going to give us 8. And so we now have 8 over 2 plus u, 8 over 2 minus u. So that's going to give us 4 plus u, and then 4 minus u will give us 10. So we have 16 minus u squared equal to 10. U squared equal to 10 minus 16, which is equal to negative 6. Therefore, u is equal to square root of, actually, let me not skip that step. Let's keep going through the steps. So, negative u squared actually is negative 6. So, u squared is equal to 6. Therefore, u is the square root of 6. Now, our roots here are going to be 4 plus square root of 6, and then 4 minus square root of 6. So therefore, x equal to 4 plus square root of 6, and 4 minus square root of 6. Now we're looking at an example where the coefficient of x is not 1. So the first thing we're going to do is to divide everything by 3. So you have x squared minus 4 over 3x plus 1 over 3 equal to 0. Now, what we're going to do is we are not going to ignore our b. So here our negative b is going to be equal to 4 over 3. So the next step is to divide this by 2, which is going to give us 4 over 3 multiplied by 1 over 2, which is 2 over 3. So now we have 2 over 3 plus u, and then 2 over 3 minus u. And these are going to multiply out to be equal to 1 over 3. So now we have 4 over 9 minus u squared equal to 1 over 3. So we subtract 4 over 9 from both sides. So let's go ahead. Because it's a fraction, let's do it differently. We're going to subtract u squared from both. We're going to add u squared to both sides. So you add u squared here. So we have 4 over 9 equal to 1 over 3 plus u squared. So next step is subtract 1 over 3 from both sides. Minus 1 over 3 minus 1 over 3. So 4 over 9 minus 1 over 3 is equal to u squared. So let's simplify here. We're gonna write the equivalent value of 1 over 3 using a denominator of 9. So this is 3 over 9 equal to u squared. So 1 over 9 equal to u squared, and then we square root both sides of the equation, and u is equal to 1 over 3. So now our factors here, or our values for x, are going to be 2 over 3 plus 1 over 3, and then 2 over 3 minus 1 over 3. So here you have 3 over 3, and then you have 1 over 3. Therefore, x is equal to 1 and 1 over 3. Our final example, we're going to do similar things here. First thing we want to do is to divide by the coefficient of x squared. So we divide by 9. So therefore we have x squared minus 6 over 9x plus 1 over 9 equal to 0. So which is the same as x squared minus 2 over 3x plus 1 over 9 equal to 0. So our negative b is now equal to 2 over 3. We divide this by 2. Divide by 2. So we have 2 over 3 multiplied by 1 over 2, which is 1 over 3. So now our expression is going to be 1 over 3 plus u, 1 over 3 minus u. And then we're going to multiply this together to give us 1 over 9. So this is going to give us 1 over 9 minus u squared equal to 1 over 9. So what do we do next? We add u squared to both sides. Add u squared to both sides. So 1 over 9 equal to 1 over 9 plus u squared. We can subtract 1 over 9 from both sides. So we have 0 equal to u squared. So u is equal to 0. So therefore we have 1 over 3 plus 0. And then we have 1 over 3 minus 0. So x is equal to 1 over 3, which means that this represents a perfect square.